Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my channel, That Carnivore Life. Just as a little plug, if you are not following me over on Instagram, go check me out at thatcarnivorelife.gram. I am out here on Wednesday morning at 7:17 a.m. I start work at 8, which is 4 minutes away from my current location. So a while ago, I decided I wanted to hit 100,000 steps per day. And I worked that out with 1 day a week off, if I was like out of town or something and doing lots of driving, that it would be 14,500 and something steps per day. I then proceeded to not really do much about that. Not much walking, not much anything, right? Yeah, I didn't really do much about it. And it was still like the end of 2023. Like I really wasn't eating carnivore. Like all my meals were carnivore, but then like I'd leave the house and go to Starbucks and get copious amounts of things that I shouldn't be eating and drinking and all of that. And I might do that a second time or even a third time during the day. But then other times, like I'd be out to lunch with a friend or dinner and I'd have some fries or I'd get ice cream afterwards, even though my meal was carnivore. Like I was trying, but it also wasn't really happening at the same time. Why do I share that with you? Because January 1, I started back on carnivore, right? I was also sick with a virus I'd picked up from the toddler, like the 4th one in 3 months. And I also had shingles. I was in so much pain. My body was honestly destroyed. It had been 6.5 months of treating my body incredibly poorly. Food-wise, not doing any exercise through summer, through part of winter, and I think fall's in there as well. I just looked behind me because I thought someone was behind me and just realized I could probably just have looked in the camera. Oh well, we're doing great this morning. This is probably really the first time I've done a video while walking, but we'll see how it goes. I start back on carnivore, just like cold turkey, January 1. I'm sick, I've got shingles, my body feels terrible, I'm not sleeping great. My mental state is a mess, like depression, anxiety, mental state is just shot, right? I'm having a bath daily, sometimes twice a day. 99% of those with bath bombs. Mind you, that was an expensive experience, but worth it, right? As my body got the rest that it needed. After about 12 days, I finally was better. I got over the virus, I got over the shingles, I started to get energy again, I was sleeping a bit better, and then I was kind of like getting more movement in, but not really. And I knew Disney was coming up. I knew I wanted to walk. No, I knew I needed to get movement in, so I knew I needed to walk, but it was also really cold. So then I went to Disneyland and we had some good weather in Disneyland, and I also needed to walk a lot. I get back from Disneyland like a week later, maybe 2 weeks later. It wasn't long. All of a sudden I woke up and went, I want to go for a walk. I got ready as quickly as I could. I walked out the door, pretty much ran out the door, came to this park, started walking before work, and realized, oh, I feel so good. Like it was like a I'm out here and I'm walking, right? The next day I couldn't get out the door quick enough, and the next day it was raining a whole lot. One of the days I was like, I need to get this toddler out of the house. So I asked her dad and we went to the park. So that's like a 23-minute walk there, 23-minute walk back, something like that, depending on how many times she needs me to stop to do XYZ. I realized when I do that, I get over those 14,000 steps. About 4 days in to doing this whole, I'm gonna walk before work and then I'm gonna take her to the park. But it was actually during the walk before work that I went, I'm enjoying this. This is easy. This feels great. My body wants this. I don't feel like I'm pressured to do this. And I realized what had happened was I had healed my body enough being 2 months into carnivore. Like my body had recovered enough, my mental state had improved enough that my body went, okay, you can do this now and it's not going to destroy us. In fact, I have been wanting this for so long, but you haven't treated me fairly and we haven't been able to do this, but now you've treated me fairly, let's go. Because I love walking. As much as I knew I needed to and I like wanted to, nothing in me wanted to, if that makes sense. Like it's one of those things where you're like, I know I want this, I know this is good for me, and I know I want this, I remember how good this feels, but at the same time, nothing in you has a desire to physically go and do it. And that's what I was dealing with. But once I treated my body fairly and I got that inflammation out of my body and my mental health improved, my body's like, yes, you did it, let's go. And so I am loving, absolutely loving getting out here and walking. I need to like change my step count thing because it's not like working all that great. It needs like an update or something. I don't know. I've got to look into it. This is just wonderful. It is quite crisp this morning. Today is Wednesday. On Friday, we hit days of crazy weather again, like rain and stuff. And that's going to be Friday through, I think it's Wednesday. So there'll be 5 days there where I probably won't be able to walk, won't be able to take the kid to the park, won't be able to kayak. As much as this morning I was actually like, I feel a bit tired, I'd like to take the morning off. I'm going to take her to the park, so I'm still going to be walking a lot and I'm going to be kayaking. I didn't, because I know that I've got these like 5 days, 6 days coming up where I'm not really going to be able to do anything and I'm going to be quite sedentary. I don't have a gym membership. That's what's happening right now. I'm up at about 9 minutes so far. So I've got about another 20 minutes to go. So I'm going to do about like 30 minutes this morning and then like 23 minutes here and 23 minutes back, bringing the toddler to the park, all the walking around the park. And I absolutely adore kayaking, right? So I went kayaking on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I'm going kayaking today and kayaking tomorrow. So 5 days worth of kayaking. I've done about an hour of kayaking. That was 99% constant kayaking, constant paddling. And so that's been super fun. I've been getting my movement in lower body and upper body, and it's in the form of exercise that I really enjoy. Good morning. So that's super fun. So I'm out walking this morning and I thought I would bring you all along, share with you what's been going on for me in regards to the movement space. When I first started carnivore, if you go back through my episodes, you'll notice that I was like, yeah, you don't need to exercise, you don't need to move. I still stand by that with a slightly differing point of view. Maybe not differing, but clarifying comments. There's this whole thing where people say, if you want to lose weight, you need to calories in, calories out. You need to expel more calories than you receive in. That is the most stupidest thing I have ever heard. You need a baseline caloric amount for your body to function, or you are not even going to get out of bed. You maybe not even breathe. You're probably just going to die. It's slightly dramatic, but there's also truth to that. If you expel more calories than what your body needs, you are not going to be in a good place. As far as like, do you need to expel more calories above that base than what you consume? I don't really know a whole lot about that. And I know that consuming 2,000 calories of a Snickers bars compared to consuming 2,000 calories of meat is going to have a very different effect on your body. The Snickers is not going to do you good. Even if you don't put on weight, your health is going to be trashed. The beef, however, your health's going to be amazing. Up that to 4,000 calories a day, because that's usually more than what anybody needs. If you are then not expelling 4,000 calories a day, because remember, this is above your baseline, regardless of whether it's the Snickers bar or the beef, if you're not expelling, will you put on weight? Well, Snickers, I would say yes. Beef, I think it depends on multiple different factors and what your body needs. This is where things get interesting for me with exercise. These people that claim this whole calories in versus calories out, they are the people that like go to the gym, smash your body, run. Even if they don't do it, they say like that's what you need to do, right? You need to like kill, like get this high intensity, do this kickboxing, Biggest Loser kind of workouts to burn the calories of what you ate. I don't agree with that. Oh, this squirrel's so cute. Look at them. Nope, I just scared them a lot. Oh my gosh. Oh, it just fell down. It's okay. It landed like a cat. We're all good. Squirrels are fine. No squirrels were harmed in the making of this episode. When I started carnivore, I did not do any exercise, walking, otherwise. I was like, shout out to Kelly Hogan here. I was like, Kelly Hogan did it. She just ate beef. She didn't work out. I don't need to. Okay, maybe that could have been my truth. And it was actually for quite a while. But I also really enjoyed walking. And so I was walking. I was doing some form of movement. And from what I understand from Kelly, she did a little bit of walking too. Maybe not as much as she does now, but she did some. I think it is okay to be sedentary for a while, but you will get to a point where your health improves enough that your body's like, move me, move me, move me. I want to move. And that is exactly what has happened to me. There's two forms of exercise that I think our bodies do need. I want to change that word exercise to movement. One being strength building movement. Push, pull, hang. So if you want a gym membership, get it, go to the gym and lift some weights, push some weights. Hang, do the dead hang where you grab hold of a bar above your head and you just hang down for as long as you can and stretch out your body, right? Stretching's also really good, and Pilates for like building your core. We need to have healthy muscles. Using weights is a really effective way of how we can do that. However, when you lift these weights, push these weights, pull these weights, whatever, there is no Dawn of the Dead death figure chasing you, right? There's no lion chasing you. There's no caterpillar the size of a 747 chasing you. Just chill out. Just chill. Lift those weights, pull those weights, hang, and just chill. Breathe. Take your time. Yeah, okay, work to fatigue. Dr. Anthony Chafee and I think Dr. Sean Baker talks about this a lot. But don't lift those weights like you're running a marathon trying to get first place, okay? Just keep your cortisol down, because when your cortisol raises, your body's going to hold on to weight and put on weight, usually, right? So that's a form of exercise number one that I think is like really vital to our health. The other form of exercise is what I want to call like chill body movement, right? Look, pickleball. Have fun. I'm out here walking. What about doing some cartwheels? What about some handstands? What about doing a fun dance? Like you just boogieing out to Pharrell Williams happy, you know? Like kayaking, swimming. But when you do all these things, do them in a way where it's not like an axe murderer is chasing you, okay? So I'm out here walking right now. Not walking slow, but I'm not like, oh my gosh, I've got to walk so fast. I've got to get in my steps. I've got to do it. I've got to do it. I've got to do it. It's going to raise my cortisol. I'm chilling out. My BPM is 100. That's actually pretty decent for me. I think kayaking is like 1 to 120. I'm also talking, we could be out here running, but that puts so much extra stress on your body. Now, if it's something that you super love and it's not putting stress on you and your body's not freaking out, great. But running is super high impact, very impactful on your body. So if you are trying to heal something, whether it's you're trying to lose weight, you are trying to heal an autoimmune, you're trying to reverse metabolic illness, like anything like that, if there is something in your body that you are trying to heal, mental health, don't put the extra stress on your body. Change from running to walking. Change from sprinting to jogging. Maybe even a walking. I go rollerblading. That's so fun. Do I have to like power around that ring? No. And look, I do some laps that are really fast, but then I just chill out and I chat with the people around me and I just take it easy. When you're swimming, don't swim like there's a shark chasing you. Just swim because you love it. Do things with love. Do things that are chilling out, because that's where your body is going to thank you. We don't always need to be in this constant state of, oh my gosh, the world's gonna fall down. Oh my gosh, there's a lion chasing me. Oh my gosh, I'm so stressed. We don't need to be in that place, right? We really don't. When we are trying to heal, it's a time and a place where we are loving our bodies into health. This was way longer than what I thought it was gonna be, but that's okay, because I think sometimes we need to hear these things. So the difference that walking is making for me in my life, I'm not sure yet. I don't have definitive results yet, but I do know this. When I went back onto carnivore on January 1, I decided I was not going to have tea or dairy. Is that completely cut out of my life? No. And what I mean by that is I've made the decision I'm going to be carnivore forever, but I'm not saying that means that forever I won't have tea and dairy. When I went to Disneyland, I had tea and dairy because there was things at Disneyland that I knew I would want, and having that treat of tea and dairy instead of those other things was a way that enabled me to stay carnivore, keep on track for the goals that I want to reach. So I decided at that point, when I'm on a road trip, if I need a tea, I will stop in at Starbucks and I will get their black iced tea, light ice, no water, and with heavy cream. Do I enjoy it completely? Do I crave it? No. Do I want it? Yes and no. Do I need it? Yes and no. And here's what I noticed. When I walked all those steps at Disneyland, despite having those teas with that dairy, I only put on 1 pound. That's like normal weight fluctuation. Technically, I didn't even put on any weight. This last week, I have had a slight cold, nothing crazy, and I have had 1 to 2 teas every day using a half and half that was in my house. I put some in eggs. I made scrambled eggs, and so I had some in that as well. So, and it was like one of the tall skinny sizes. I can't remember how many ounces that is. And I consumed about 3/4 of that. Sunday onwards, I have walked, well, Sunday I didn't reach 10,000 steps, but I did go kayaking. Monday and Tuesday, I've done over 15,500 steps and kayaking. I have put on 1 pound. So again, normal weight fluctuation. In that time, I also had chicken wings, and I've noticed that chicken wings, they're not fatty enough. So when I eat chicken wings, my pounds stay the same, or they go up 1, down 1 the next day, as opposed to having beef and eggs and bacon where my weight like drops quite easily. Previously, when I would consume dairy and I do not walk, I do put on weight, or I put on like 4 or 5 pounds, and then it doesn't budge. Like, I don't lose it. It goes up a bit and I don't lose it. Depending on how much dairy I have, it does keep rising. But I also get like acne and everything. That's a little update for you. I hope this helps some of you where body movement and dairy consumption as well is concerned. I am not going to completely get rid of dairy. I am just having it very limited. Sometimes not for even a month. Sometimes it's not for 2 weeks. Sometimes it's like 1 tea in a month. Other times it's like I'm making Courtney Luna's bread, and so there's cottage cheese in there, you know, things like that. So we'll see how things go. Thank you for joining me. Please be kind, like and subscribe, and go follow me on Instagram, thatcarnivoralife.gram. One more thing, look out for my next, I think it's going to be my next video. I got some blood tests, and I'm going to share the results of those blood tests with you. These are going to be really interesting bloods, because I had just trashed my health for 6.5 months. Then I was 6 weeks back, 5 to 6 weeks back on carnivore when I got these bloods taken. But I want to share them with you anyway, because then in 3 months' time, after those original ones, I'm getting bloods taken again. So it's going to be really interesting to see results. So watch out, please subscribe and turn on the notification, because then you will see when that video is uploaded and you can check it out. Have a great day, y'all.